Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to your May monthly reading. This is Aligned Soul Tarot, and I am Victoria. I'm going to be guiding you through your May monthly. It doesn't have to be for May, it is whenever you click on. I feel whenever you're guided to these messages, that's when the messages are for you. And also always remember the power of free will. If these messages do not resonate, I ask of you to sit with them, process them. Usually there is some sort of hidden gem of knowledge for you on your spiritual path. But if it doesn't resonate at all, let it fall. Let the story fall and let it resonate for someone who it will serve. But I ask you to have an open heart, and give yourself patience and time to process whatever sort of messages we get today for you, Sagittarius. If by any chance the messages do not resonate for you, you can check your sun, moon, rising, and Venus signs. If you need to find out more information on your birth chart, there's tons of information online. So you can find out your birth chart and you can look into those aspects of your chart to get a deeper understanding for yourself at this time. That Palo is burning for you, Sag. Are we clearing out some energy, huh? Are we needing to do some purging? There's a massive purge happening right now in the collective, and we all are feeling it, and that is why I am so guided to do these readings right now. I feel that whatever I can offer, whatever I can give to anyone, to just have some guidance, big or small, the simplest little message can really make someone's day, can change someone's life. So that's why I really love the power of tarot and just intuitive guidance that I pick up for you, Sag. So when I planned out these readings, I really wanted to highlight some of the planetary aspects. If you are new to astrology, do not worry, I will keep it brief. A nice little summary, a nice little rundown of what we're going to be diving into for your general reading. Again, this is general, so if you want to get a little more personal with me, description box below, you can find all my information for a private reading. Okay, so Saturn, Pluto, and Jupiter. We're going to be focusing on those energies and how it's pertaining to us on a personal level and on a global level. So back in January 12th, Pluto and Saturn, which had been just slowly over the past 2 years getting closer and closer together. And we've been feeling this magnitude, right, of Saturn and Pluto. And when they conjoined, it was like combustion, huge energy, huge shifts. And in history, if you do some research, which I do have some links on my Aligned Soul Tarot Facebook page, you can see these historical major influential times when these planets conjoined. So Saturn is all about structure, stability, finances, business, any sort of big system, corporate or not, right? Agriculture, you name it, any sort of system. It's a very methodical planet. It's a very disciplined planet. It's also about karma, right? Lessons that we learn throughout our life, especially those who are on the spiritual path. We are always looking to grow, spiritually grow and advance. So we learn through our karmic lessons, right? So Saturn and Pluto, which is all about death, rebirth, right? It's a small planet, but it's a huge energy. And it's so crazy to think that it wasn't even considered a planet at one time, right? But it's a big energy. It's scorpionic energy. So it's a very deep, intense energy, death, rebirth, illumination, transformation. So it transforms things. So you got Saturn and Pluto conjoined. So it's transforming structures, society, the way we make money, the way we perceive money. And we're witnessing this with the pandemic. And it just so happened that it coincides around the same dates that it conjoined. So I had this huge light bulb, like, oh my God, I have to talk about this on my reading. You know, and I really want to dive into it for each sign. So we have those energies, right? And then we have Jupiter that just came into the mix. Jupiter and Pluto just conjoined, and they're going to be conjoining several times throughout 2020. The first conjunction was in April. So we had this massive push, right? With Jupiter in Pluto, we have Pluto, death and rebirth, right? Transformation. And then we have Jupiter, which just magnifies it. Jupiter is a big planet. So it takes that energy from Pluto, which is already intense, right? Can be a little destructive, and it magnifies it. So it's transforming our beliefs, the way we perceive things. It's a very, what's the word for Jupiter that I'm looking for? Jupiter is all about academics and learning. So they want to shed light on this way of being and create a change. You know, it's all about change for a lot of these planets. You know, it's all about evolving. And I do believe with astrology, any sort of metaphysical tool that we have in our toolbox, it's only here to help us grow, and the universe is all one. We are all one. So it's only here to help support us to evolve, right? We're always evolving, and we have to learn, you know, the idea of impermanence and death, and we have to know the balance, right? The polarity of life, and know that there are many unknowns, but this is a part of life, right? And allowing ourselves to resonate and accept death, right? In all its many forms and facets. So that's a little rundown. Again, power, free will when we go into this reading. So let these messages resonate as they will. If not, again, personal reading, and also sun, moon, and rising Venus signs for you, Sagittarius, okay? So I premeditated, pre-shuffled on the cards. For you, what's really important as well, that I picked up on with these aspects is your independence. Sagittarius is already a very independent zodiac sign. They are born leaders. They're fire energy, right? Sagittarius, you have this big focus on being independent, how you show up in the world, having a personal sense of your accomplishments, improving your money, your security, your confidence. So for right now, you might be having some challenges around those areas, and you're trying to, you know, figure it out, do the logistics, and Sag is, you know, they're a go-getter energy. You know, the Sages that I know, they don't hesitate, you know, they definitely take action. It's a big fire energy, you know, they take initiative. And I think right now it's really important for you to focus on your independence and how you can build and grow during these times for yourself, right? Because one thing's for sure is we are having to be self-reliant in these times, right? When we relied on certain systems, certain structures, certain, you know, daily routines and things that made life a little easier, right? Those cushions in life, we might not have those. So we're having to be self-sufficient, self-resilient, more independence. I'm really feeling that for you. You're finding ways to become more self-resilient. All right, so Sag, we're going to dive in here. We're going to dive in here. Cut the deck. All right, Sag. What do we got for you, Sag? Okay, so Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. This is air, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. This is feminine, queen, but it doesn't have to be perceived as a female. It can be male or female. It's just showing up as feminine energy, okay? Queen of Swords is a very logical queen, not very emotion-based, looking at things from a practical level and cutting out the bullshit, right? You're straight to the point, getting things done in a very practical, strategic way. That's the Queen of Swords, right? They can come off a little bit harsh, but they're only doing it because they're looking at it from like a bird's eye view, right? Not letting their emotions get to them. So maybe this is you right now, Sag. You are really taking a very logistical approach to these changes, what you're learning. You know, Queen of Swords, sword energy is all about knowledge, right? It's the sword of truth, they call it, right? So finding your truth, like I said, your independence. This queen is a very independent queen. All the queens are in their own sense. You know, they developed through the tarot, and so the queen, it takes steps to get there. So it looks like you are really standing in your independence and your power, but maybe you're a little confused about what direction to take it looks like here. So we got two queens on the board, Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. So female, I'm picking up feminine energy, but like I said, roles can be reversed. You may be dealing with a Queen of Swords. We got the Queen of Wands here, which could be fire, which you are, Sag. So Queen of Wands in reverse. So with the Queen of Wands in reverse, with the Queen of Swords, right off the bat, I'm seeing that maybe some of the choices you're having to make, you know, cutting things out of your life, coming at it from a more practical, logistical, informative way of thinking. It's backed by this fire, you know, like anger, like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit bitter, resentful, maybe a little angry, and I don't like to feel this way, so I have to find a way to cut out what no longer serves me. You know, something maybe has left you feeling a bit confused. We have the Seven of Cups here. This is all about options. This is Venus and Scorpio, so you might be dealing with a Scorpio at this time. This is an opportunity card. You know, you got a lot of opportunities in front of you, but which way do you take? So I think for you, it's sorting out between the Queen of Wands and the sword energy, the Queen of Swords, it's sorting it out from a practical approach, right? Taking it from a practical approach and not allowing your emotions to get the best of you. Because the Queen of Wands in reverse can be a very angry, bitter person. So really trying to stay out of that energy, allowing it to motivate and fuel you, allowing that energy to fuel you, right? That fire energy, that gusto behind you, that sometimes anger can help you and motivate you, right? But there's a balance, right? If you throw yourself off too much emotionally, then you just get stuck. You get bitter, you get stuck, and you don't go anywhere. So using your emotions to create, that's what I'm getting for you, Sag. Using it to understand yourself, right? What lights your fire, right? Okay. We got the Fool card here in reverse, so there is an opportunity. This is a new opportunity. This Fool wants to take a leap of faith, right? And sometimes they can be perceived as foolish because of it. You might be looking at someone around you as foolish with the Fool in reverse, making poor choices. Maybe this is you feeling like, oh my goodness, the choices I've made in the past has only led me off this cliff to my doom, right? Or maybe there's some heartbreak too in those choices you've made, because you got the Three of Swords here. This is all about heartbreak, but it is in reverse. So I do sense that there is healing happening. You're letting those swords fall from your heart. You're taking the swords out, you know, one by one, and it's a process, right? But in reverse, you are in this process. The Queen of Swords is in that process, right? Taking those swords out, not allowing these emotions to get the best of you, and really being able to come from a practical point of view, right? I'm seeing it as like a bird's eye view. You have all these options, okay? But trying to come at it from above, not below, okay? All right, we're going to do some clarifying here for these cards just to get a little bit deeper into this reading. So, yeah, you're claiming your independence for sure with this Queen of Swords, you know, and you're doing it. It's backed by some bitterness, some anger potentially, which is not bad, but balance, right, Sag? You don't want to be like cutting off off with your heads, you know, Alice in Wonderland. That's what I'm seeing. Like Sag is just like bulldozing through life. Like try not to hurt people's feelings. That's important too, right? Empathy is very important, but you need to push yourself and motivate yourself during these times, you know, because I know a lot of people find themselves, you know, bored and procrastinating and, oh my God, all my dreams and hopes, everything I thought, you know, I was manifesting. Now I have to like reorganize, reassess, you know, so it's good to stay motivated. It's good to stay disciplined during these times, but also like try not to bulldoze is what I'm getting for you, Sag. Try not to like overwork yourself or over stimulate your mind with the Seven of Cups here. All right, we're going to clarify the Queen of Swords for Sagittarius. Spirit, angels, and guides, what do we have for Sagittarius? Sagittarius. Three of Pentacles, yeah, in reverse. So no longer wanting to work with someone. You know, maybe someone in a business endeavor, you feel like there's not enough structure, there's not enough stability. Three of Pentacles upright is all about teamwork, working together, group project, co-owning a business. But when it's in reverse, it's like, oh, wait a second, maybe I want to be more independent. Maybe people that I was working with, it's not working anymore. They don't have my back. I don't feel like they have my back. And I'm ready to, you know, try something different. You know, maybe launch your own project, something completely new. But I am seeing that you're not willing to really work with others necessarily right now. I think you're trying to really go within and, you know, sort out all of these options. You might have a lot of options, which is always, it's nice, but, you know, it's better than nothing. But at the same time, when you have too many, you really need to give yourself time to not be impulsive or brash, because the Queen of Wands can be very impulsive too in reverse. So try not to make an impulsive decision or a foolish decision with this Fool card in reverse that's going to lead to some potential heartbreak or disappointment. So give yourself time is what I'm seeing here. You know, don't be too impulsive. Be motivated, you know. Stay motivated, stay practical. All right. What about the Seven of Cups for Sag? Seven of Cups here for Sagittarius. Seven of Cups. Come on, cards. Speak to me, Spirit. Strength. I just actually posted about strength on my Instagram. I had a calling to talk about the strength card because it keeps coming up for a lot of people. And just as a collective, as a whole, we are having to have strength. Tame the inner beast, right? With that Queen of Wands in reverse energy, this is all about taming that inner anger, you know, using it to fuel you. But there is this sense of having to tame yourself a little bit too, right? Having a little bit of empathy, having some courage, some bravery, you know, to process all of these emotions. You know, you don't want to come from a place of fear, because when we're in a place of fear or lack, and we have all these choices and we're having to make a decision, or we feel like we're being rushed into making a decision, we sometimes make poor decisions, right? When we're basing it off of fear and we're basing it off of, you know, our ego. That's a big one right now with a lot of these planetary aspects. It's almost like we're having a massive reanalyzing of what ego means, right? The material world, what comforts our ego. You know, a lot of it is, it's junk. We don't need all of these things. We need to understand that we, you know, as a collective, the ego, the egoic mind has really taken over, and it's caused a lot of disruption with Earth in general, our planet, our environment, our business, and there's a lot of people that suffer because of it. So trying to understand that balance, right? Controlling your ego, knowing when it serves you and when maybe it's not. Trying to drop down to your heart, You know, having empathy for others and yourself. Not taking advantage of people, not being manipulative just to one-up someone. You know, that's another thing. When people are in fear, they'll do crazy things. Like we saw with the whole, you know, people buying out the stores and like making, you know, not thinking about the other people that, you know, don't have diapers or all this fear of lack, you know, it's the ego. And we really have to tame that with the Strength card. Tame those fears. You are always held. And understand that all of this stuff that's happening, it's divinely guided. It is, I believe, it is meant to happen, to evolve us as humans, as a whole global unit. You know, this is all for our development, our evolution, and our growth, okay? That's a really good way to stay out of that fear, you know? Just understand that it's a process and we're all going through it together, right? Some of us, it's hitting us harder than others, and having empathy for those people. Page of Pentacles, yeah, opportunity here. Potentially there was an opportunity that came up, but it was a foolish choice. Maybe you felt like you made a foolish choice. So now you're stepping back from giving this offer because you have to reanalyze, you have to reprioritize. You got to think like, okay, what is going to make me happy at the end of the day? Like maybe this was good money, or maybe this was, if it was relationship based, maybe this was great intimacy, great sex, but am I just basing it off of like my ego and my comforts, like these physical things? Or am I really truly happy is what I'm getting? Because there's definitely some heartbreak here or betrayal of some sort. All right, let's clarify this Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands for Sag. Ace of Wands. There's the staff that's in this Queen's hand. She's holding the staff here. Right, but when she's in reverse, she's fumbling, she's falling, you know, she's doing things impulsively, like I said, right? Making poor, foolish choices based off of fear, being scared, you know, that fear, lack story that we sell ourselves. And, you know, it's okay. You know, don't beat yourself up for feeling what you feel. But I think what's important right now, and what's these planetary aspects are teaching us, is how to flow through our emotions, our fears, our thoughts, our projections onto others, and how to snap out of that. You know, lower vibrational energy, how to snap out of that quicker. You know, processing it, forgiving ourselves, forgiving others too is really big right now. Because the more that we stay angry, the more that we stay resentful, the more that it harbors within us, right? And you don't get this new ace. You know, the universe wants to give you this new opportunity, but it's asking you to balance yourself, right? Give yourself some time, have some bravery, have some strength, have some courage to get through these times. Learn how to tame some of your emotions. All right, Sag. Let's clarify this Three of Swords, because this is where that emotional baggage, the pain is coming up. But like I said, it is in reverse, so it's telling me that you're healing. You're going through a healing process right now, which is beautiful. All right, Three of Swords for Sag. Three of Swords, Spirit, angels and guides. What do we have for this Three of Swords? Yeah, coming out of the cold. Five of Pentacles in reverse. I see the Queen of Cups on the bottom of the deck, but it is in reverse. So, like I said, there's some resentment, there's some sort of coldness, the emotional distancing I'm feeling. You know, it's not just social distancing for you, Sag. I'm sensing emotional distancing, which is okay. It's just allowing you to process your feelings right now. getting yourself back in balance, right? Cutting out what no longer serves you with the Queen of Swords here. So you can make realistic, practical decisions, right? And take that leap of faith with the Fool card. Take that leap of faith into a new journey. This is the 0. This is the starting point. So it's asking you, what are you going to gain from this experience? Whatever you're experiencing right now, are you going to learn the karmic lessons? Because the planets sure are asking us to, right? So it's shaking us up. Maybe it's shaking up a relationship you're in. And you're like, you know what? I just want to be by myself. I just want to be single. Because like I said, Sag, you're having this sense of wanting to be more independent. You know, confidence might be increasing right now. Like, I can do this on my own, and it's motivating you. And there's a sense of independence here, big time. Queen of Swords, Queen of Wands. 5 of Pentacles, you know, is usually feeling left out in the cold, but you're not feeling that. It's in reverse. You're no longer letting this emotional baggage make you feel like shit. Point blank, sorry. Both of these are in reverse, so this is great. You're like, okay, I'm healing from whatever wounds, relationship, you know, let down in a job, finances, family. Take it how it resonates for you, Sag. But you are definitely doing some massive healing. I'm going to get one more card on this 5 of Pentacles for you. What is Sag healing from here? What is Sag releasing? Yeah. 2 of Swords. Queen of Wands on the bottom of the deck again. In reverse. So please be careful about your anger. I'm getting big time emotional balance. Tame the beast, right? With the Strength card. Tame that inner beast. Tame your emotions. You know, you can't fight fire with fire, I say. So if you are dealing with someone else, if they're just coming at you with the same energy and you're just spitting it right back, it's just a cycle. And within that kind of karmic cycle relationship, you know, you're just going to keep replaying and replaying and replaying. So one or the other has to learn the lesson and has to be able to say enough is enough. Thank you for the lessons. Thank you for what you've taught me. But I need to take a step back. I need to reclaim my independence. I need to do some healing for myself because I feel out of whack. And I hope you understand. If you don't, Sag is like, well, I got to do me. You know, making a decision. 2 is all about choices. The good thing about the 2 of Swords is there is a lot of thoughts going on. I am sensing that, right? But when I see the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands, you know, I really think that you are able to come out of this place of feeling like, did I make the right choice? You know, there might be a little bit of hesitancy around what choice you've made, because I'm feeling like you might have already made this choice. But if for the Sages out there that haven't made this choice yet and are just still in the kind of like the bitter anger, resentment, oh, I made this poor choice, or all these choices I have, which do I take? You know, wherever you find yourself in this story, with the 2 of Swords, I do think there is always relief on the way. You know, this woman is blindfolded, but both of her hands are free. So she can easily take this blindfold out. So it's almost like a personal entrapment, like victimized mentality. So try not to stay in any sort of victimized mentality. That's that Queen of Wands in reversed energy. You don't want that. You know, like I said, business, relationship, whatever it may be for you, you know, don't be bitter. Just speak your truth with the Queen of Swords. Speak, you know, from your integrity with bravery, right? And anyone, whether they're hurt or not, you know, usually people respect that. When people are just honest and open, you know, and if they don't, then that's their own story, right? At least you, Sagittarius, were honest with yourself, you know, and you did it in a balanced state. You're gonna let your emotions get the best of you, right? And you can leave that storyline and you don't feel any sort of way, right? You don't go on into your future with any sort of baggage, right? You feel like you made the right choice. All right, Sag, so we're gonna pull from the Dreams of Gaia deck. This is for Sag. We're gonna wrap up your energy here. And again, if you want a personal reading, you want to go a little bit deeper into some, see what the future holds, get a little more specific, please feel free to check out my description box below for any sort of information. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll be doing more monthly readings and pick a card readings and just collective readings. All right, what do we got for Sag to clarify this reading? Yeah, there we go. Beautiful. Ace of Swords in the tarot, but Ace of Air. This is all about truth, right? Queen of Swords you had earlier. This is the sword. This is the ace. So the communication that you are delivering, it might disrupt certain things, right? But at least you're being clear-headed. The Queen of Swords, like I said, they're coming from a bird's eye view. They're not letting their emotions get the best of them. They're very practical. They've usually been through a lot. So leading up to this ace, you've probably been through a lot. It's probably taken you a lot of time to get here, right? With the Seven of Cups that I saw, there's a lot of choices, a lot of confusion. So maybe each of those cups represent some sort of conflict in your life from the past, whatever relationship. And, it took you some time to get to this truth, but now you're here and now you have clarity. It's beautiful that it's upright, because that really means that you're stepping into this new beginning. All right, Ace of Air, new ideas, personal truths, paradigms, a new personal ideology. So again, a new personal ideology. So back to that independence, Sag, I'm really feeling like you're really doing some self-healing, taking a solo journey for a lot of you, not all of you. Some of you are in a relationship, and that's, if this reading doesn't resonate, then like I said, don't try to make it fit. But even if you are in a relationship, this can give you some insight on how to speak your truth in a relationship, right? Bringing new ideas to a relationship or a career, a new way of thinking. It suggests that it is now time to let go of old, outdated beliefs and ideas that no longer serve you, and make way for a new and independently formed personal ideology. It is time to unlearn and let go of ideas and opinions born of societal conditioning, inaccuracies, and false assumptions, and replace them with ideas born of self-awareness, fact, and genuine knowledge. It is also time to recognize both for what they are and learn to differentiate the two. Beautiful. That is totally that Queen of Wands energy. So letting go of old, outdated beliefs with that Seven of Cups, cleaning out the closet. That's what I'm really getting for you. Some spring cleaning for sure, and speaking your truth, coming into alignment with what makes you happy and feeling really good about it. Like I said, whatever you are leaving behind or moving forward into, you're feeling really good about it because you feel like you're living in your integrity. Speaking your truth, communication is really, really important, but be wary of how you speak your truth. We have to practice empathy and understand other people's places in our lives. We don't want to necessarily burn bridges with certain people, but we do have to speak our truth, but try to come from it from a practical place, right? Really learning how to tame your emotions. All right, Sag, I hope that these messages received you well, and I look forward to reading for you again in the near future. Have a great day. Bye-bye.